Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Wet Shaving with Angelo. I'm Angelo, and today's gonna be a good day and a good shave. And I've got some very interesting items I'm gonna be using for today's shave. For the brush of choice, a few weeks ago, I was on a virtual shave meetup with the East Coast Wet Shavers, and they had a raffle with a lot of great prizes up for grabs. And one of the two things I won was this brush from that darn Rob Moffat, I believe his name is, a completely made brush with his Fanchurian Badger knot, with his Fanchurian V6 knot, which it is a Badger knot, and I have said in the past, I'm not a fan of Badger knots, but this one's an exception, because the first time I used it, like all I had to do was just run some water on it, and even though it's stiff right now, the bristles soften like gel once they get wet. And the lather this produces is spectacular. So this is really a great brush. I will say his brushes and his knots and handles are very high end. Like the handle alone, a handle from him alone goes anywhere from $70 to $90, and a knot for a Fanchurian knot is $62.50. Or $62.50. So for me to win this for free, that was a big score right there. And this is an excellent brush. I've used it a number of times, really like it. And normally I'm a strictly synthetic guy, but for this brush, I can make an exception because it doesn't have that wet animal smell that I'm used to with other Badger brushes. So that's the brush I'll be using. Soap of choice, Gentleman's Nod, Vincent, number 11. The scent of this is lavender, cypress, and vetiver. And I just find this very pleasant. I haven't used this tub of soap, but I've used a sample of it when I was part of the East Coast Wet Shavers pass around of the Gentleman's Nod soaps, and I found it very pleasant. Aftershave of choice, you saw this in my last video, Gillette Sun Up Aftershave. And as you can see, I've been using this quite a bit lately, and I love this. I love the scent of this aftershave so much. I won on an eBay auction a gift set of Gillette Sun Up Aftershave and Cologne from the early 60s, or from 1964, I believe, where both bottles were completely filled with product. So that's a great score right there. Blade of choice, Shark Super Stainless, and you'll see why I went with why I'm using such a very mild razor. Razor of choice. Let's see if I can get the logo in. The iKon OG1. iKon is known for this type of head, which is an asymmetrical head, where one side is an open comb side, the other side is a solid bar design. And from what I've researched about this type of razor, I've heard the open, and from the looks of it, look at the open comb if you can. It looks very aggressive. So the reason why I use a Shark Super Stainless blade, which is a mild blade in my opinion, is because since I might be using one side for at least the first pass, that's a very aggressive shave. I thought keep the blade choice mild. And I will say the head is made out of aluminum, and the handle is made out of stainless steel. And I bought this off of Magard Razor's website recently. And I bought it a couple of days ago, and it came yesterday. So I'm going to wet the face, get the lather in, and start to shave for the first pass with the grain. And how you like my new haircut, everybody? I was just at my local barber shop yesterday because recently my barber shop finally officially opened. So I stopped by, got my haircut, and I'm looking sharp as ever. Time to wet the face and have the first pass with the grain. This should be a very interesting shave with the iKon OG1. And even though some people like to soak their Badger brushes while they shower, I just treated this Badger brush from that darn Rob the same way I treat my synthetics. Run some water on the bristles a bit, get them nice and wet, then shake it out a little bit to get the excess water off. And look at that. Look at that. I think this is what they call like the gel tips or something. But it softened up quite considerably when I ran some warm water on it. I think that darn Rob does gel tips. I'm not 100%. It is a Fanchurian knot, which is like a take of the Manchurian knots of shave brushes. Oh, this soap smells beautiful. I bought this soap a few months ago, but I never got a chance to really use it. The full size tub. I used a sample of it from the pass around, but this is the first time I'm using the Vincent shave soap, and actually I like the scent. I like a lavender scented soap, and since Gillette Sun Up has a lavender in it, and as well as vetiver, I thought it would be a good matte pairing up. Let's get one more soap on the brush. But I'm really liking the Gentleman's Nods offerings. I really enjoyed their Zahara soap and splash. I enjoy their number one George shave soap, which the George shave soap was scented with like tobacco, cherry, wood, and all that. From what I can remember, it was a good soap. Gentleman's Nod seems to put out really good products, and they're fairly recent on the market. Not super recent, but like they've been around for maybe a couple years, a year or two. I'm not 100% on when they were formed, but they do put out great products. Let me just wet this brush. Get a little water on there. There we go. There we go. There we go. Just had to get a little more water on the brush and a little more product. Because I do want to protect my face with this shave, even though I'm using a mild blade. I've heard that the iKon OG1 open comb side is very aggressive. That should be good. But yeah, this is a good brush, but I would say it is on the pricey side. It like anything from that darn Rob is usually on the pricey side unless he has a clearance sale going on. Yep. But even at clearance sales, his products are very high end. Or I feel they're high end. But then again, you're paying for materials and whatnot. And I'm for the first pass, I'm using the open comb side of the iKon razor. And I'm using an extremely light touch with this razor, because at least with the first pass, because just to play it safe. And I do enjoy Shark Super stainless blades. Especially when I want a nice mild shave, or if I'm using a very aggressive razor, or allegedly aggressive razor, Shark Super Stainless is really good go-to blade. So far, so good with the open comb side. So far, really so good. Very good. I was really expecting a bloodbath on the first pass using the open comb side, but it actually did a pretty damn good job knocking down stubble. So we're going to relather for the second pass across the grain. I think I'm going to use the open comb side again. Then for the third pass, I'll use, to go easy, I'll use the solid bar side. Chip off the handle of the great brush. Get a little wetness on the brush. And rebuild the lather. So how's everybody doing? I meant to ask, how's everyone doing so far today? Having any good days? Having good shaves? Tell me in the comments what new products you've discovered or new to you products that you found that work really well with your shaves. Let me know in the comments. I always love hearing recommendations from my viewers of certain items that they think I should look into. It's always exciting when I hear about a product that to me is unheard of, and I give it a whirl and it turns out to be a great product. Especially when it's a budget product. Like the Wilkinson Sword Classic, I got that, like the plastic handled Wilkinson Sword Classic razor with the two-piece design. Like that's an old model razor that's still in production that I bought off of Amazon for under $8, or about $8 after shipping and handling. And that was recommended to me by Yilo Cartol, I think his name. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name, but Yilo recommended the razor, and it was a good razor. As well as he recommended I tried Denim Gold aftershave. That's a really good aftershave if you can find it. Really good budget aftershave. That is well worth it's well worth twice what it costs. And I do enjoy using Denim Gold every now and then. Okay. So we allowed for the second pass. We're going across the grain. Across the grain. With the open comb. This is really an excellent razor. And if you're interested in buying an iKon razor, Maggood Razors has an abundance of the OG1 razor in various, where you can get it for $50 you get the OG1 aluminum head, and your choice of iKon handles. I believe all the iKon handles that are of the choices you have are stainless steel. So check out Maggot Razors under their safety razors section under iKon. Spelled IKON. And you'll find their razors. They even have the slant razor for purchase with various handles. The X3, I believe they call it. I will say there is some blade feel with this razor, but because yesterday after I got this razor, I looked it up on YouTube and I saw Michael Friedberg's video on it, and he said there was a lot of blade feel on the open comb side. Maybe there is, but I'm not feeling as much blade feel. I'm not getting as much blade feel as I would with other razors, which isn't a bad thing because you don't want your razors. Sometimes you don't need a razor that's super crazy aggressive. Sometimes you just need a razor that does the job well without hurting you. But this is a very aggressive razor from what I've heard on the open comb side. And I can feel it when I feel my face, I feel how smooth I'm getting. But third pass, I'll use the solid bar side just to see if there's a big difference. That's good for the second pass. Now we're going to relather for the third and final pass against the grain, and we're going to use the solid bar to decide. Since we've gone aggressive, supposedly aggressive, actually I'm almost close to damn fine shape where I even be able to butt smooth. Definitely at this point I would say I'm damn fine shave. Let's see if I can get the baby butt smooth. It's probably a good idea that I use what I consider a mild blade, the Shark Super Stainless, in this razor. That's probably why it's not so super aggressive. Like if I were to put, say, a Gillette Super Thin in it, it would be way more aggressive, I would think. I would imagine a Gillette Super Thin, or especially a feather blade in this, would be way more aggressive. This brush is, even though it's a pricey brush, it's a very nice brush. Well made, it fits comfortably in the hand. I'm very grateful that I won this in the East Coast Wet Shavers or ECWS raffle when they had the virtual meetup a couple weeks ago. This is real. This may change my opinion on Badger knots, but maybe not because I'm I'm pretty much a strictly synthetic guy, but for this badger knot, I give it the A-OK. It does the job. It doesn't smell like wet animal. Even on the first time I used it, and I've used this a few times, it never smelled like wet animal, which usually was a put off for me for my animal hair knots. Or back when I used to use badger knots exclusive. Time to go third pass against the grain with the solid bar side. This is definitely much more mild than the open comb design. I can tell right off the bat. The solid bar side is way more mild. But this is a good razor. Again, you can find this at Maggood Razor's website for $50. And I'm talking about a complete razor with base plate, cap, and handle. Almost done this shaving part. Then we're going to splash on the Gillette Sun Up. That finishes the shave. Let's rinse the face off with cold water and then apply the aftershave. There we go. And I'm very close to baby butts. I'm still at damn fine shape, but I'm borderline baby butt smooth after 3 passes. So this is really good. I could have probably easily got baby butt smooth shave with either a more aggressive blade or just using the open comb side for all 3 passes. But that's all good. Now I'm going to splash on some Gillette Sun Up from the 60s. Because they made it only between the years of 1964 or 63, depending on who you ask. The start date, end date, 1969. Oh, yeah. And this is a lovely scent. If you're looking for an artisan's take on Sun Up, I've heard that Phoenix Shaving makes a great one called Sundown. And Barrister and Mann's Reserve line of soaps and aftershaves has one called Classic, which is said to be just like this. but nothing like the real deal. That's the end of today's shave, everyone. Have a good day and have a good shave, everybody. Goodbye.